Do you have a passion out there that you want to follow? Do you know that there's something better for you out there in your career, but you just don't know how to get started? Today we're going to talk about how Craig and I quit our full-time jobs and started our own business, High Season. Stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. If you are new to this channel, we are High Season, a social media agency that helps entrepreneurs, business owners, and marketers step their social media game up and break the algorithm. And we're back with another video.
Story time video.
Actually, is this our first story time?
Yeah, I was going to say
we're back with a story time, but no, it's our first one.
Maybe we haven't. I guess
we've
done
done vlogs. It's just because people
eh?
ask us, and we're like, oh, maybe it'd be cool to do it in a video format.
Yeah.
So,
a lot of people do ask us how we started the business, how we went from working full-time to being full-time in our own employment. Mm-hmm. And we always look at other people's stories, and we find it fascinating to see how people have like gone from A to B and sort of taken. I remember growing up and watching I was stuck in a full-time job, paying a mortgage, hating my life, and I had other friends that were just going at their own businesses, and I just couldn't even fathom how they did it, like financially or actually had the time to do all these things and manage all the different things in their life. And I'm like, now we're doing it. I feel like there's a lot of people who could benefit from hearing that information from us. All right, so let's start with my story, just because I started a little earlier, because I'm a little older than Tiffany.
A little.
Wow. I knew I set myself up for...
just a little. Sorry, anyways. Yeah.
Give us a thumbs up if your partner also makes fun of your age. So I've been doing digital marketing since, I want to say 2007 in a professional capacity through my employment. I was doing search engine optimization, digital marketing for various organizations, banks, colleges, a film studio, which was actually the most fun job I ever had. And I just found like I had a bit of a knack for it. I was doing it outside of my job as well in the capacity of the music stuff that we do. So I understood how it worked, and it just came naturally to me. I was also a music journalist as well, so I sort of liked writing, which is why I do a lot of the writing, and Tiff does a lot of the visual aesthetic stuff for High Season, which we've spoken about.
That actually worked out very well. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, very convenient. When I moved to Canada in 2010, I knew I wanted to get into social media at some point eventually. So I moved to Montreal a few years after arriving in Canada, and I'd worked in...
We met in Toronto. Did you say that?
Yes. No, I didn't say that.
So we're partners, and we met in Toronto, moved to Montreal. So
yes.
We're both.
So I was in Toronto for a few years, and I didn't want to work in anything serious, so we met at a sort of retail job. When we moved to Montreal and we finished our French school, I wanted to get back into social media, and I worked for a few companies doing that. The last job before we started High Season was for an art fair, an art buying company who had some stuff in Europe. And I guess that's sort of how I led to High Season, and then maybe we'll get into your story, and then we can tie that into how we did that stuff.
Yeah, so I graduated university in 2011 in Toronto. We both moved to Montreal together. In Montreal, had a bit of odd jobs. Montreal is very interesting because it's French and we're English.
Very tough, yeah.
So getting English jobs is not very easy there. I had like a few random gigs, something with an app, something with like a very interesting online, like an e-commerce business. Won't talk too much about that. Yeah. And then I actually wanted to be a lawyer. So fun fact, I wanted to be a lawyer. I actually landed a job at a major law firm here in Montreal. I was the senior partner's main assistant, and then ended up being the office manager and running the office. I tried to quit because I wasn't really happy with the conditions of the job, and I just was like, this is not really for me. After spending enough time with lawyers and spending enough time in the environment, I was like, I'm pretty certain. So I'm very grateful I had the opportunity to work in the environment. I was very certain at that point that I was like, this feels like perpetual university. And I do not want that. So that's actually how I just akin it to. It's like, you go, you prepare these documents for the judge, and then the judge sends you home with more homework and says it sucks and stuff like that. She also had another major company on the side, so I started assisting in marketing for myself and then helping her with that stuff as well. So I was doing it for the law firm and helping her with that business. When Craig and I were talking back and forth, we were like, we're both marketers, right?
That's it.
We're both marketers working for a business. He had 10 years. I guess you're a decade in.
Yeah, a bit more,
I had about 5. At the time, I had about 5 years. And then we were kind of like, so we're doing this two individuals with the same skill set doing this thing for somebody else. So
why not do it for ourselves?
Why not do it for ourselves?
We were actually running a regular event. We were actually quite popular in Montreal. And when that wrapped up, we actually had a third partner. And we wanted to keep doing something. That was like before we were sort of going too crazy in the social media.
We enjoyed like the entrepreneurial, something that you're in control of on the side that's just yours. So.
Putting our money up, putting everything on the line, and like hoping something works.
Yeah.
Well, not hoping, like, you know, making sure that it works. But events definitely weren't our thing. We weren't really into it, but we did learn a lot about that. We were actually handling the marketing for that too.
We were actually handling the marketing
for the event. We did all the social, as well as the ads and things like that.
And we were doing social for the event, and the event started slaying the game. So it was around, but it really started killing it when we were like, okay, you need a real full social strategy. That's how you like get the word out.
Exactly. So then we left that with a third partner, and we started high season, the three of us actually.
Yeah.
We had a few little small contracts. She had just also gotten involved in another
business as well,
and it seemed like she was sort of distracted from it. Like, she seemed kind of interested or whatever. And this is generally something that happens when you have multiple people in a business. And then as it got more serious, and we were like, okay, we had a few little contracts, all from people we knew. Essentially references. I had another side contract aside from the job. And there was a guy who worked there who needed social, so that was one of our earlier ones. I think technically our very first contract, which was like September, October 2014.
2014, yeah. Because that partner that we had, that was before we quit our jobs.
Oh, long before we quit our jobs.
So that was that was like, okay, now let's put this idea into motion.
Yes.
So now that's like where the 2014 starts.
Yes.
With the third partner. Yeah.
With the third partner, exactly. End of 2014. And then as that kind of went in, we could tell she wasn't super interested. So we had to have that sort of awkward talk. It didn't go so well. And I think the reason why we had to have that talk was because we were like, we're going to quit our jobs and do this.
Yeah.
Like, this is
going to be serious. We're taking this. We're diving in.
And we're going hard at it. And at the same, you know, I'd had a bunch of experiences in the past in various either businesses or music things with multiple partners, and they never worked out ever for me. So when it came down to it, it made more sense for us. You know, we're living together, we're working together.
Yeah.
We have the same goals, the same ambition. If neither of us were working a job, it was like we could just put all of our energy into this 24 hours a day. It's not like you had one of us nagging the other one to stop working. Yeah. It was just something that we could go in on. So that was very important. Yeah. And the earlier clients, that was when we learned, like, we just fumbled constantly. We learned about invoicing, receiving payments, contracts, which we did ourselves. You know, we learned about delivering results, reports, processes, onboarding, all those little small things leading up to quitting our jobs. Now, the other key thing of what we did before we quit our jobs was save money. Yeah. We put money aside to allow for rent for 6 months.
We set an end date.
We set an end date for
which was my birthday. Basically the Friday before my birthday. And we're like July, so my birthday's July 19th. I think
July 17th, yeah.
My final day was July 17th.
And me
I was
too.
Like, and that's because there was a time where I was looking through the window, melancholily, and like looking on I was the 23rd floor of this beautiful building downtown in Montreal, and I was just looking at the people like down walking. I don't know, I had like a moment. And I was like, look at all these happy people. Like maybe they're just on their way to lunch or doing something. But like there are people smiling outside, and I remember feeling so trapped inside. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to let my next birthday pass, and I'll still be here. But that's what happened.
I didn't know that. That's cool. Yeah. And I guess we did it, and that's why we prepared. We made sure. I mean, you were on good money, so we were able to
save pretty well.
Yeah. Save. I think we had the 6 months of rent, probably a little bit extra for utilities and stuff like that. So we were like, all right, all we had to do is pay for food. Yeah. That's what we have to make the money for.
And no matter what, we'll have a place to live. And that's all that matters. Even if we starve.
And if we're working full time for 6 months. Exactly. If we're working full time for 6 months, there's like no way we couldn't get some more clients. Yeah. So what happened, as what tends to happen within, I think we registered the business right after we quit, like in July. Yeah. And then I would say early August, we lost 2 clients. Yes. Immediately. It was just ones that like didn't, like at the time we didn't have like ironclad contracts. We had lots of month to month things.
We were undercharging severely. Like, oh my goodness.
We look back sometimes and we're just...
I looked at old files and I was like, I can't even believe this pricing. Like it's out of control.
It's absurd. I mean, like even for the knowledge we had then of the actual work, it was undercharging because we didn't know what to charge. Yeah. I guess as time goes on and we have all these processes and these things built around it, that's where the money comes in. Yeah. So when we lost those clients, we're like, oh man, like we knew we weren't screwed because we had rent covered, and that's the most important thing. Like worst case,
we have shares, some stuff. So there's always things to back up backups. Yeah, like I can't emphasize enough the saving and the backups. Yeah, like Yeah.
And both of us, our whole lives, had always had backups and backups.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, even if it wasn't much, like just a few grand.
Yeah.
Just something that if everything goes to hell, like, we can rely on that and you tap that into a worst case.
Wish fund. What if shit happens?
That's key.
Yeah.
Write that down, kids. So basically once that happened, then we had to be like, all right, well, we don't have a choice now. This is like do or die. We had to go in. Like, neither of us were willing to get a job.
Yeah.
And well, it's not happening. We're going in. So that was when I believe we got 2 clients at the time, and one of them we actually still have now.
Yeah.
Which is very cool. So it's very that's the only grandfather client that we sort of have in there, but it's very cool to have been with someone for almost 4 years and watch them grow.
Yeah.
But that bailed us out. And then as it's been from there, I mean, it's been constant roller coasters as any business is. You know, things come and go. Now things are at a point where we're at a consistent momentum.
Yeah. Yeah, we have our clients that we love, that we're working with. Like,
we've
niched down. We understand the processes. We've gone through the tax headaches. Let us know if you've gone through any of the tax headaches. That was a terrifying period.
Oh, yes.
But we got better accountants now. Yep. Shout out Fuller Landau.
Shout out.
And yeah, we've really narrowed down our processes, the type of client that we want. I think that was big.
Very big.
In the beginning, we were just taking everybody and everything. And anything that had money attached to it, we're like, yeah, we'll take it. But then we realized we operate better when we're working with people and brands that we love. Mm-hmm. And that's why now we don't just take contracts. We partner with people that we believe in. Yes. And we, at this point, will not work with a brand or person if we don't believe in them.
Yep. And we've had to sort of, it's almost taken a lot of guts to do that, because we
took a big L in the process of letting someone go.
And I don't even consider it a loss. It was a financial loss because we had to let a large, significant client go. But it didn't align with our goals or our vision or how we like to work, our processes. They did everything opposite to how we do. Yeah. We were like, we made that call. It was a big call, and it was a bit of a rough time after that. Mm-hmm. But looking back, I don't regret it for a second, because I feel like we're in the right place because of that decision.
Yeah, 100%.
And we're 100% in control.
And it's almost like as soon as we did that, incredible things came our way.
Not immediately, but yes.
It was like
a lot more
period of time
you're right.
that a crazy rush of fantastic stuff happened that took our company to the next level and drove our revenue up. So
exactly. And even just small things. We had a rebrand late last year in December 2018, and now we've started the YouTube in the same time. That was one of our plans, was to start that, and I really feel like a lot of things have changed since we've done that. Yeah. So question for you then, if someone was in a job wanting to start a business in a TLDR form, what would you really quickly tell them to do before leaving? Find out what you're passionate about, what you're good at, and start thinking about ways that can be monetized. So just start in the ideation phase. Okay. Something that really helped, and this is a whole other thing, is like really visualizing what you want and what you are trying to get out on the other side. Yeah. So for us, we both did this exercise of writing a bunch of things down of what we wanted. Yeah, even for sure, our first client, I actually wrote down exactly what I wanted our first client to look like, and that is the startup that we have right now, still to this day. So really be crystal clear about what you want, and then you start a game plan surrounding that. So you're like, okay, I'm great at this thing. Let me start testing out to see if this is doable, and start doing it on the side. That's what we did. We took our side hustle and moved it to a full-time gig. Yep. And also we did stuff for ourselves for free first. Yes. We didn't work for anyone else for free. We did it for a super low rate. Yeah. But we knew that we could do it because we'd done it in professional capacities, and we'd done it for ourselves for our various side projects. Like we talked, the BOS podcast stuff. We'd had the event that we were running, the music stuff. There's a bunch of different things. We knew we could do it. Yeah. So it wasn't like some I like posting on Twitter. So like that, it was like we knew that we had the actual business mindset behind the marketing of social media. Exactly. And then the second thing, of course, is to save. And save, I would say, at least 6 months if you can. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And you want a cushion. Yeah, which is the wish fund stuff. Yeah. Make sure that if anything does go wrong, that you are covered. And start letting your network know just via your personal social. And set up all your own social as well, so act as if it's already happening before it's happened. Have everything set up. I guess that kind of summarizes it. Yeah. Hopefully there's something in that you can take and, get started. But please, if you have any questions, leave something in the comments. Shoot us a note on any of the social platforms.
Yeah. And I'd just love to know like how many entrepreneurs are watching.
Yeah.
I'm actually curious. So yeah, if you could just comment below and let us know like, yeah, I'm an entrepreneur watching. Yeah, I have a business now, or I'm looking to start a business. Just curious to know, because that also kind of helps us dictate our content.
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe there's something that we could be doing and talking about since we have this experience that could assist you somehow. So
great point.
Let us know.
Fantastic.
All right, guys. If you like this video, if you found it useful, give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any other videos from us. Follow us everywhere at High Season Co. on social media, and you can check out our website, highseasonco.com.
I got it right last few times.
Did you get it right? Okay.
I'm watching. I'm getting it right.
Until next time, we'll see you in the next video.
Peace.